Hey guys, it's Jennifer Don Gabiola again, and it is day two, part two of my uh, video series that I feel inspired to share. I titled it Master Your Mind and Money the Turtle Way. So this is part two, and the theme for this video is the bully and the defeatist. So, like I had mentioned yesterday, in the video titled From Victim to Victor. These two videos in particular have been on my heart for several months, and I was just waiting for the right time to share, and it feels like this is the perfect time. So my intention in sharing this particular video series is to help you master your mind and your money um, as an introverted entrepreneur in a way that really helps you create sustainable success. Because I know it takes a lot to put yourself out there. And so the mindset, especially around being seen, is critical for you to create success on your own terms in a way that feels life affirming and it gives you life. So again, like I mentioned yesterday, my intention is in prayer for this video series is to help really liberate you from your fears. So, and whatever is holding you back, so you can show up fully and serve and make the impact that you're meant to make without you, uh, without things feeling like so much of a struggle, like internally. Because, as an introvert, you have a very deep and rich inner world. So that's my intention, is to help you see things a little bit differently. That way you feel more confident to be seen and really make an impact with your business. So, okay, so the title again of this video is The Bully and the Defeatist. So just a little backstory is that growing up, I was bullied, and I feel like I was kind of singled out because I was so quiet. And so and I was a really good student, and so I just feel like some people, like I don't know, I felt like a target, and it made me feel really isolated growing up because I always felt like there was something wrong with me because I was so quiet. Um, yeah, it just made me feel really isolated and made me really question myself a lot. So in order to cope, I just tried to do my best to manage these inner voices. And so what I've identified, like doing all this inner work that I've done for many years now, but it's helped me to identify like these critical voices in my journey, because it's helped me to identify it and then really reframe it so I can like heal from it. So my hope is that by me sharing my experience, it will help you with whatever inner critic you have that you maybe tend to fight with. So for me, the bully, let's start with the bully. So um, growing up, I always felt like I was doing something wrong. Like I was always making a mistake. And so the attention I received always felt like it was to correct what I was doing. I was like always having to correct myself. And so what I ended up doing was overcompensating for always feeling wrong. So that really carried over into my adult life because I became a perfectionist and a control freak in order to cope. So the perfectionist was like, if I always felt wrong, then I'm going to do my best to do things perfectly so I don't feel wrong, so I don't feel like always ridiculed, right? So, and that also made me a control freak because I wanted to manage the and avoid like the criticism and the pain. So, being a control freak gave me a false sense of um, control within like my life. And if I felt like I had control in my outside world, then it would give me a sense of control in my inner world, which wasn't the case. But at the time, that's how I felt. Is if I controlled my life and situations and even people, if I like managed that where I felt like I was in control, then I felt somewhat a sense of peace. But it was really an illusion because inside, like I said, I had a lot of emptiness, and I was trying to overcompensate for that emptiness by trying to fill it with external things and validation, right? So like I had mentioned in my previous videos, like because I wanted so much to control my world, like I would focus on, doing the best at my job, but I ended up being a workaholic and pushing myself so hard. But then I got rheumatoid arthritis because I, pushed myself into the ground. So it was just like this constant like push and pull within myself. So I had to take some time to really reevaluate how I was operating, how I was really engaging with myself in order to find a better way, because this felt too hard. So what I realized with the bully, this voice that kept like pushing me, was this constant self-criticism was in a way a distorted sense of like love and attention. So if people would, like I said, because I was bullied, the attention that I did get was negative, right? So it was like this distorted sense of like, oh, okay. On the one hand, because I was so quiet, I felt invisible. And then on the other hand, the attention I did get was so negative. So I associated that with a distorted sort of sense of like, oh, I guess this is what, love and attention is supposed to feel like. So I'm going to share how I reframed that at the end of the video, but I just wanted to share that with you because it was painful for me to identify, because the bully was always like forceful and pushy. Like you have to like be the best. You have to like, it was very masculine way of operating. But that's what I was used to, is that, I would always excel, but it always came at a cost. But I thought that was normal. Like you just have to keep pushing yourself and get the good grades and be the good girl and be the best and be the overachiever. And I didn't realize at the time, that I was just constantly trying to prove my worth, not just to others, but especially to myself, right? So when I lost my job and got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, that was like my wake-up call for me to recognize like, okay, if I keep going down this road, it's going to get worse. So I had to stop and find a different way. So that's the bully. So let me know if you resonate with that. If you have an inner critic, a bully inside you, it's normal, it's human nature to, want to be the best, but you don't have to sacrifice yourself in order to achieve, your goals. The second, I guess, inner voice that I struggled with growing up was the defeatist. So these two work together. So the defeatist was like this limiting belief that things just wouldn't work out for me. So why even try? So it's like, oh, I have an idea, and then you hope that's going to work out, but deep down there's always this belief like, oh no, things just don't work out for me. They only work out for other people. So why try like your best, because you're just going to be disappointed, right? So what I realized is that this inner defeatist was a false sense of me trying to feel safe, because it felt familiar and comfortable. Like if I stayed small and I kept myself from really going for something, a big goal, if I kept myself small, then I wouldn't have to experience the disappointment. I wouldn't have to experience the pain and the shame of like maybe not meeting the goal. So it was essentially like I would consciously want to defeat myself before anyone else can defeat me. So it's this like self-fulfilling prophecy. It was tough to identify, but this defeatist was almost like I was wanting to retreat into my shell And playing small gave me a sense of safety because of the idea of playing bigger. The pain of not meeting the goal or not accomplishing, my dream felt too painful. So it felt easier to, again, like feel like, well, I'll just subconsciously defeat myself so I don't have to deal with that pain. So it was like pain management. And so it's a lot. It's like, again, I'm naturally very private, but I feel moved to talk about this, to bring it to light, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. And I want to encourage you to know that you're not alone, and it can be shifted. It can be healed. I'm a testimony to that. So what I want to talk about is how to reframe like these critical like voices to help you manage them and help them serve you. So for the inner bully, I encourage you to shift your attention from constantly criticizing yourself to focusing on more of a healthy sense of love and support. By, instead of criticizing, encouraging yourself and improving yourself in the spirit of excellence and not perfection. Because the bully typically is like, that's not good enough. You did that wrong. So you're constantly trying to overcompensate. Okay, I'm just constantly correcting myself. But if you shift that into, okay, I hear you, inner bully, but I am choosing to engage with myself in a more loving way. So I'm going to focus more on encouraging myself. And if I'm going through a challenge, I'm going to encourage myself through it in the spirit of excellence rather than perfection, because excellence means you just do your best and that's good enough. Perfection is like you're trying to fit within this very limited, narrow ideal, and that's where we get stuck, is because it's like it's unrealistic, right? But when you work in a spirit of excellence, then it's like you gave yourself the space and the grace to do your best without this pressure to perform, right? It's a different way of supporting yourself. It's a different way of motivating yourself, right? So I hope that's helpful for you. Hey, Carissa, thanks for joining me again. Okay, so let's talk about how to shift the inner defeatist. So the inner defeatist, shift from thinking things that won't work out for you to believing that you are safe and capable to succeed. And to cultivate a sense of safety within yourself and with God and life, because you trust that everything is working in your favor. Okay, so let's talk about that. Shift from thinking things won't work out. So again, the defeatist tries to mess with your mind, thinking like, let's just keep playing small. That way you don't have to suffer in some bigger way. So let's just keep playing small and based on what you know. So it essentially keeps you in the past. But really, if you are really committed to living in excellence and fulfilling the gift that God put in your heart, what is destined for you, you have to believe in something bigger than what you're comfortable with. You have to believe that you're equipped with a sense of limitlessness, that you're a conscious creator of your life. And that takes practice. Like I said, that's why I wanted to start this series with that video yesterday about shifting from feeling like a victim to a victor, because you have to really want that for yourself in order to go down this road, because this road is about going down and like really going deep in your spirit and facing a lot of things that may bring you a lot of pain and shame and grief, but you're doing it not to get stuck there in the suffering. You're doing it because you want a better way, a different, more healthy way of engaging with yourself. Because only until you can acknowledge and see yourself can others see and acknowledge your value. That's the truth. So that's why I always talk about your energy. Everything needs to feel aligned. So that's why I go really deep with, how I serve my clients and students with your brand and building your business as an introvert, is because this is how it's going to be sustainable. You have to face these things, but you can face it like one step at a time, but you're honest. You're real about where you're at. So for me, like facing these two like voices, these really critical voices, was painful, but at the same time, it gave me a sense of relief. Like, oh, so this is what's been holding me back. Oh, so this is what's like, you know, keeping me from really playing bigger, you know? And so it's, to me, the idea of helping to break this chain, break this mindset, the small limiting mindset is really life affirming to me, because I'm bringing it to light to help others also shed light on what is keeping them from, holding them back. That's, I want to help break those chains, not just like in my ancestral line, but in like yours. And that way you can make an impact and shift your, you know, inner circle, your community, because you're bringing light to things that need to be healed. And that is going to create a ripple effect. It can't, I mean, it just naturally will, is because you are shining your light from a deep, resounding place of truth, right? So just to wrap up about the defeatist is, again, like this, to really shift from this inner defeatist who wants to keep you small, you have to believe that life, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is always working in your favor. And it's hard sometimes, because sometimes we look back at things that didn't work out and we believe, well, no, that didn't work out, so I don't believe that. But if you think about your journey and think about the things that did work out, that you don't understand how you met this person, or how this person changed your life, or how, you know, you got healthier again, like if you got sick or some miracle, you've experienced miracles in your life. You have to trust and believe that those things in your past didn't just happen as one-off flukes. They're actually meant, you're meant to receive miracles all the time. But you have to like you need to have that desire to create space in your spirit to receive it. You do. And that means you have to believe you're worthy of it. So you don't have to figure out how to do all this inner work, because it is a lot, but just set an intention and a prayer that you want to move in this direction. And again, life is going to give you the right ideas will pop into your head. Certain people will come into your space. You'll read something, and these synchronicities will come up into your life, and you recognize, oh, okay, this is how God is co-creating with me. There's a reason why I felt called to talk about this topic today. It's because I feel like there's people out there that need to hear it. Because again, my intention is prayers to help liberate you and free yourself from some of this pain, right? Okay, Nicole's here. Hey guys. Let's see. Carissa said the miracles can lead to a new life. That's what it's what happened to me. Yeah, definitely. So you have to like trust and believe that you are worthy to receive. You don't have to use your work or have a business or use your job as an excuse to prove your existence, to prove that you have value. And I think that's where we get caught up. It's like we have to like be the best, and especially with social media, you compare yourself to other people, but that's not real. What's real is that you are whole and complete, and that's how you came here on this earth. And so the more that you can claim that for yourself, then the better. And then it actually makes your life that much easier. So, you know, this definitely takes practice and commitment. So I encourage you to be patient and very compassionate and loving with yourself through this process. So let me know what resonates with you. I hope it does. I really do, because I really hope that what I'm sharing with these videos is to help just make your relationship with yourself to feel lighter and more supportive, because you really deserve your own love and support. So if this resonates with you and you'd like to connect more and see how you can go dive deeper to shift these old limited ways of thinking to help serve you and create new ways of thinking, so you can really consciously create your new year, I invite you to schedule a complimentary discovery call with me, and I can help you map out those inspired action steps to help you really activate that power within you, so you can, again, consciously create your new year in a way that feels life affirming and sustainable. And again, so you create success like on your own terms as an introvert, right? So if that resonates with you, you can email me at info@dawningsoul.com, or you can send me a private message. And as I've mentioned previously, I have opened the doors to my Quiet Voice Big Impact Mastermind, which is the way I can like kind of summarize it. It's like soul meets strategy. So I always talk about the turtle way, how you move at your own pace in a very deliberate way. So this is like having sisterhood support all year long to help you build your business in a way that feels sustainable to your well-being, to your energy, so you can organically and naturally attract the right opportunities and people to you to grow your business in a way that, again, it feels like nourishing, not like hustle and like heavy. We all know what that's like. So this whole turtle way philosophy it's a real way of life for me. So my intention with the mastermind is to help you, move at your own pace to create the success that you want, but in a way that feels really right and nourishing to your soul, right? So yeah, so this is the second video. So I'm going to do another one soon to help you continue to master your mindset and ultimately like your money as an introvert. And that way, next year is going to be like really next level for you. Whatever that next level definition means for you, it's just to feel like you're expansive and limitless. And there's so much more I want to share in this series, so I'm not going to spoil it, but there's just a lot of beautiful things ahead if you allow yourself to receive it, to believe it, and then to receive it. So let's see here. Nicole says, trying to live in alignment as a TBI survivor, I realize I just have to live day by day. 100%. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Nicole. I'll tell you this. My life, I again, because I was a control freak before, I tried to think, okay, where do I want to be in 5 years, 10 years? Now, what I do, literally, I wake up and I pray and I say thanks for all the blessings that I have, and I ask for guidance. God, what do I need? What do you want me to know today? Who do you want me to serve? How do you want me to help? And I literally get that divine download and do that. I literally go day by day. And cultivating that sense of presence for me has helped me tremendously. Mind, body, and spirit. It's because I feel deeply supported. I feel deeply nourished. I feel acknowledged. There's like a deep, intimate connection I've cultivated this past year with God that I've, really wanted. My word of the year was reverence. I really, now that it's the end of the year, I recognize that this year helped really teach me how to have a deep, deep level of respect for myself, recognizing my value and respect for God, life, the universe, just people, just how life works. So that level of humility definitely helps me serve at a deeper level, like for my clients. So yeah, Nicole, living day to day and just being really grateful for that, because each day is really a gift. Having that level of humility and grace puts you in a different energetic space to receive more miracles, 100%. So, okay, guys, let me know what your biggest takeaways are for this video. Oh, you're so welcome, Nicole. I'm glad that this is helpful for you. Everyone's going through their own struggle. So it's like when you understand that and then you give yourself that same patience and grace and know that you're doing the best that you can, then living your life and building your business doesn't feel so much of a heavy weight or a burden. It feels like a divine opportunity and a blessing to show up. Because to me, how I show up, the fact that I get to do this, that this technology is available to me, that I have this group, that all of you are here. It feels like a privilege to me to be able to talk and speak my truth like this. This feels like definitely a divine privilege. So that's how I communicate, is because that's what I believe, and that's what I want for you, is that when you are reaching out to your tribe and your community, that you feel so deeply aligned that your truth is undeniable. That's how you create resonance with the right people. So again, if you would like to connect with me more, see how maybe I could support you, just email me at info@dawningsoul.com or send me a private message. But yeah, I really, I want to congratulate myself, because these first two topics gave me quite a bit of resistance for a while, because it was so vulnerable for me to share. But again, I could feel in my spirit it was necessary. So thank you for those of you here that are here live, and for those of you watching the replays, because I have my hope and prayer is that this helps you free yourself, liberate yourself from the inner dialogue that you have, and to be more kind and loving to yourself. That way you can really do what it is you're meant to do here on this earth. Okay, guys, thanks for being here, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye. Oh, you're so welcome, Carissa. Oh, I'm so glad that you love my videos. I love sharing in this way. So we will connect again, and more good stuff is coming up. So have a good day. Bye, guys.